Hello and welcome to the recap of Game 10 of the World Championship match between Wenjun and Lei Tingjie. In today's game, Wenjun played white and decided to follow the same opening that gave her the equalizing win in round 8. But Lei Tingjie changed her ways on the very first move, playing knight f6, which sent the world champion into a little bit of thought after in the very beginning. And after the following moves, we arrived into a very well-known position where black has an isolated pawn on d5, which gives her some initiative in the opening. In the middle game, sorry, but white will have the edge in the end game if the pieces are exchanged, because this pawn will be a weakness. Bishop b4 is an important move. It forces white's bishop to c3, an unfortunate place for the bishop. It takes the space of the knight, and it will. And the bishop itself is very poorly placed on c3. It will need to waste some time to come back to b2. After bishop d6, knight d2, castle, castle, rook e8, we have a typical isolated pawn position. And here the world champion played knight to f3, an inaccuracy because it allows black to play knight e4, with a very strong positional threat of queen f6, transferring the queen to h6, after which black will have a very nice positional pressure on white's king. But the world champion admitted her mistake and immediately played knight d2 after a long think. This is a very, according to the engine, this is actually the best move in the position. Targeting black knight on e4, not allowing black to develop any counterplay on the king side. After knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, rook e6 is a very interesting move. Is the threat of black is to sacrifice on h2, and if white is not careful, this would be a disaster for white. But of course the world champion does not allow that, and she played f4. f4 is a move that can be double-edged. It solves all the problems, all the immediate problems of protecting the king, but in the end game there will white will no more enjoy any advantage, because f4 weakens the second rank, weakens the king, and weakens the e3 pawn. And we will soon see how this exactly happens in this game. Bishop c5 forces massive exchanges in the center of minor pieces, and pretty much liquidating the game into an equal end game. Here again we see that Lei Tingjie, as she has done almost in all the previous games of the match, she sacrifices a pawn for initiative. This time the initiative is enough only for equality, but it is more than enough. So basically, as a compensation for the sacrificed pawn, black's main thing that goes well for black here is the second rank and the d file, which are controlled by the strong rooks. Of course, c4 pawn is also hanging, and white simply does not have enough time to deal with all those threats. So after rook e1, an important nuance: queen e8 is a threat of mate. So black needs to play h6, an important move. And after rook c1, rook d8, h3, rook d2. White played rook e2. The rooks are exchanged. White can no longer play rook e1, because this is, after rook d2, it's just game over. White cannot defend from checkmate. And after the rooks are exchanged, black wins back the pawn she was missing, and this game really liquidates very fast into a draw. The players still went through the motions, but after those moves, the game is really, there is nothing to play for, and therefore the game was resumed as a draw after threefold repetition. So we have 2 games left. The tension is high, the score is level. All will be decided in the next two games, so stay tuned.